Ladies and gentlemen, now we know exactly why the hesitation from Cyril Ramaphosa from announcing the cabinet for the 7th administration. Hallen Zille has written a love letter to the ANC with funny, crazy demands, demanding 11 ministers, all those ministers pairing with their deputies. And she's also using a threatening tone in terms of their participation in the Gauteng legislature and in the KwaZulu-Natal legislature. This has got me asking one more time, does the ANC truly hate the EFF and Mkhonto we so much that they would go in bed with their enemy and not only go in bed but give into all of these demands? Just for the sake of the fake government of national confusion? Well, we all know this is a coalition government between two parties. I don't believe that the other 9 parties, the other 8 parties have got such demands on the table for the ANC. They are not pushing, they are not demanding like this. But the DA has shown its true colors once again. Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Well, welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And nyakela mangiti ziyakhala manje ziyakhala. Yo! Hallen Zille is back, ladies and gentlemen. The true president of South Africa. I've always said, and I will repeat by saying, once white people get into an organization or into an environment where there's black people and there's a project or an activity that must be done, they automatically assume the leader's role. Automatically. White people don't believe, in their majority, not all, in their majority, they don't believe that black people can lead them effectively. And this is what this letter basically says. This is what it says. You guys have seen it going around or on social media, and I just wanted to go a little bit deeper. You know how your boy is. A little bit deeper to show you guys which ministries actually they want and what this letter means and who are the current ministers of those departments. Just for interest sake, maybe you didn't know, so that after this video, you are well informed exactly why is it that the DA is targeting those ministries exactly. My goodness. Okay, so the first ministry that they want is Gwede Mantashe's ministry, the Ministry of Mineral Resource and Energy. They want to take him out there. The reason they want to take Gwede out there is because they want to privatize that ministry. The markets is coming up back again here. They need to completely kill Eskom and then take Kgosientsho Ramokgopa out and then make sure that they kill Eskom so that they can privatize it. And in privatizing it, they can make the private sector excellent. And the private sector does not have load shedding, does not have any problems with electricity, but the electricity is expensive for the poor. That's exactly what they want. That's the first ministry they want. The second ministry is the Ministry of Transport. Hi guys, I don't understand what is going on. The Minister of Transport is Usindisiwe. She's the minister there, and she's been doing a silent job. So the DA is saying we want to take over transport because we want to rule over the taxi industry. The taxi people must not do as they please. I hope you guys see which type of ministries that they are targeting for. They are targeting serious ministries here. The transport industry is not a playful industry. You guys know what happens when trains don't work. You guys know what happens when trucks are striking. You guys know what happens when the taxi associations are striking. Will the DA be able to handle that ministry with a white minister? Probably not. You understand what I'm saying? They are also looking at the Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition. My goodness. There we have Ibrahim. Ibrahim is the one that is the minister there. For those who don't know him, he's been around, I think. Jacob Zuma is the first person to put him in parliament. This was in 2009. He's from Cape Town and all of that stuff. That's where he's from. So they want, the DA is saying, listen, this man needs to go out. The industry of trade interlinks with the banks, the financial industry, because that's where these people are messing up with our currency so that they can have favorable trades with countries from outside. This is so well planned from the DA. Will the ANC honestly give into these demands? I'm telling you, I think they will. The Minister of Public Works, that's Zille Zikalala. Zikalala is there. I like Zikalala, man. I like Zikalala's energy, honestly speaking. I like Zikalala. I wouldn't it looks like an honest person from the energy that I'm reading from him. But the DA is saying no, they want to take the Minister of Public Works out and put in a white minister there. Public Works is a very rich ministry. It owns all the departments, buildings, and all of the infrastructure and all of that. So it's a big department. It's not a small ministry, if we can say it like that. Surprisingly, they also want the Minister of Higher Education. They want to destroy us. Remember, the DA is against NSFAS, bursaries, and all of those things. The DA is totally against that, those things of giving poor people money just to study. So they're going to go back to being racist to black people. We saw with the accounting stats how many black people turn into chartered accountants versus white and all of those things. We know what they want to do there in higher education. And also they want to keep the education to continue to block us black people from liberating our minds and continue to think as workers. If I can just get that degree, if I can get that honors, if I can get that master, so I can work. So not so I can create jobs, not so that I can change my community, not so that I can change my country, but if I can just get that degree so I can get a job. That is how they have colonized us, these people. So Blade must go. I agree with Blade must go, but not go to so that the DA must come in. Blade must really go. I listened to those voice notes that he was talking on the NSFAS corruption allegations against him. And I don't trust Blade at all. I don't trust the Communist Party. The Communist Party, for me, it's a party that is non-existent. They should have left the ANC when they had a chance. During Zuma's time, during Zuma's time, they should have left because they've been threatening to leave the ANC since, you know. But they know that their survival depends on the ANC. So the Communist Party will never, ever leave the ANC. Also, the Ministry of Public Service and Administrative, Usis Nokolo is there. So they want to take care of public service also. They want the tenders. They've made it clear on their letter that they want to revise all the tenders. They want to make sure that all the tenders come to the DA people because they want to stop this cadre deployment thing by putting in cadre deployment. You understand? Alright, guys, you guys. We are living in a joke, guys. Yeah, you know, I always defend my country when people saying South Africa is a banana republic. And I said, no, man, that South Africa is not that bad. But really, if the ANC gives into this, and according to me, they will give into this. They will give into this. I will explain at the end of the video why I think they will give into this. They also want, where are we now? The Minister of Cooperation, Governments and Traditional Affairs. You want the Ministry of Traditional Affairs also. What? Even if you bring a coconut from DA, how can we trust them that they will be dealing with the traditional people properly? Come on. Can we stop joking? DA, yeah man. Oh, op no met julle grap. Julle maak te veel grappe. Julle speel te veel in die straat in, man. Oh, op no, man. Lost the ministry 8. Oh my goodness. And that ministry is headed by one of my best ministers from the ANC, which is Tembing Kadimeng. Tembing Kadimeng, I love that lady. Ooh, I love that queen. I love that queen. I won't lie to you. That woman is a hard worker, very well articulated. She's just a hard worker. Unkadimeng, I wish at least she retains that ministry and continue to do the work that she's doing there. The Ministry of Justice and Correctional Service, Ronald Lamula, they want him out. They want Ronald out. Guys, Ronald, for me, he's not here or there. He's not. I don't see why should the ANC keep him. He's one of the young guys that the ANC are banking on for the future of the ANC and all of that. So, and with this type of ministries in justice and correctional service, you need to keep someone that's going to protect your agenda. Someone that can help you if you want to release a prisoner, if you want to do whatever, if you want to treat someone special in prison and all of that. If you have someone there that's working against you, you must remember you are also going to prison. Right? Yeah. Again, Minister of Home Affairs, Aaron Mutsoledi, they want to take him out. Aaron must go. According to the DA, Aaron must go. Aaron made proper noises. I'm not sure if these proper noises amounted to progress in the Home Affairs. But for me, he's a minister I would give another chance. I can see he's trying to push. I can see he's trying to work, and sometimes he defends the ANC, even when he himself knows this thing is indefensible, but he tries to, to defend. So I'm just giving you guys the ministry so that you guys can know exactly what is it that the DA is demanding from the ANC. And the sweet stuff is coming when the video ends. Oh my goodness. The Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation. My goodness. You want to take Naledi Pandor out? You want to take Naledi Pandor out? Guys, DA, man, come on, man. No. This is too much now, DA. Now you are doing too much. The reason why she must go is because of her stance with Palestine. Obviously, a lot of votes were supposed to have been deducted from the DA because we saw that the Muslim people vote with their religious heart. But again, IEC said the DA gained more votes. Who are we to, this type of rubbish? So Naledi Pandor, another person that you can say, Ahmed, let her keep this ministry because she's doing a good work. She's not famous on the ground. She's not a person that can gather women of the youth league. She's not that big. She's just a good hard worker. When you've got Naledi Pandor on your side, you've got a soldier. And sometimes you need these academias who can really do their job, who understand the international community, who can go and do their job in Africa, the African Union and all of that. So you need these type of people. So with her, for me, I'm not even ANC person, but for me, that woman keep her job should she wish to keep her job. I think she wants to go now. The Ministry of Communication, and digital technology. South Africa is so behind with the fifth industrial. We're so behind, it's not even funny. Who's the minister there? Mondli Gugubeni. He is wasting our time on Mondli. Our schools are not improving in terms of technology. The pace is just too slow. It's just too slow. You understand? And this is where, as man, you need to really employ people that are able to do that job, that grew up in that job. And I don't think Mr. Mondlane is doing such a great job there. So those are the departments, so that you guys can know when the ANC saying EFF, I mean, saying EFF, I've left this case here, the gun, the firearm thing. I just left it because I told you guys before the elections that they did not anticipate Mkhonto Wesizwe coming. So from last year, they were postponing this case to around about this time in anticipation that the EFF will do well so that they can frustrate the EFF's president by finding him guilty on this firearm case. So looks like he's doing well. Looks like he might win the case, but I predicted before the elections that they will find him guilty because they wanted to slow the EFF down, the momentum of the EFF. They've always used this case against Julius Malema, which was a very careless thing for him to do, by the way. So on top of what they are saying, there is an underlining factor here that they are writing to the president. They are saying, listen, our participation in Gauteng and our participation in KwaZulu-Natal, we know KwaZulu-Natal is already announced and they've got the key departments there. They are saying, will depend on what you do nationally if you give us this nationally. Remember, they are very strategic. They only want 5 or 6 of these departments, honestly. And remember, this is something that the DA has never done in the history of South Africa. The ANC has always ruled over this department, given one to the Freedom Fund Plus at the time of Jacob Zuma, gave one to the Good Party in the time of Cyril Ramaphosa, gave one out here, gave one out there. Thabo Mbeki did the same. What's his name? Nelson Mandela also did the same, but with Nelson we know it was different. So it's not a new thing for the ANC to give one ministry away or 2 ministries away. But this time around, look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. Look at all of those ministers that must lose their jobs and their deputies, according to the DA. This is the type of demands that the DA are putting on the poor ANC. Oh, Nkosiyam. And now, as the president, you are pressed because they also want the deputy president. They want the deputy in finance. They want to make sure that they control the financial sector. That will be a big disaster. But let's come to Cyril Ramaphosa quickly. He is now sitting. In the Pan-Africanist eyes, we see Cyril Ramaphosa, and we could be wrong. We see Cyril Ramaphosa as the ultimate sellout of the black revolution. That's how we see him. Okay, we might be wrong. The poor guy might prove us wrong. We might be wrong. We see him as a person who does not even think about black people. From the day he started working with the Oppenheimers, from the day they started paying his school fees, his tuition for varsity, and he worked for them, the Minel family, all of them. From the day they made him visit, what's his name? Nelson Mandela. Remember Nelson Mandela, when he was released in 1991, there were very few people that could visit him. And Cyril Ramaphosa was one of them. Cyril Ramaphosa was one of those people who could visit Nelson Mandela. They isolated him from comrades that are going to make him fight the apartheid regime. And they put people who can slowly program him into this new thing. And it's very heartbreaking because I believe Mandela did not get much out of that deal. Why am I saying that? Because his family was still looking to sell his clothes, his ID number, his ID document, and all of his accomplishment and gifts of all the years to create a monument space, a museum for him. Mandela's family was selling those things. For them to come to that point, to want to sell those things, for me, it says that family has nothing or does not have much. So Cyril Ramaphosa, ziyakhala manje. Ziyakhala. Is in a crossroad where this decision is the decision that is going to make us judge who Cyril Ramaphosa really is forever. Remember, no matter what the ANC does, even if the ANC employs ANC cadres here and gives DA2 here, PA1 here, whatever, because you have to consider the other 8 members of the government of national confusion. You have to consider them. But whatever they do, the ANC will lose votes. They don't want to hear us saying this, but it is true. We've been saying it from 2019. You understand? Where was those markets when Cyril Ramaphosa was president? All along. Because the markets said Jacob Zuma was so bad for this country and Jacob Zuma needs to be taken out. And the markets backed Cyril Ramaphosa. But when Cyril Ramaphosa was the president, the markets could not control how things flow here, and things got more expensive. So we must not be threatened by these markets. Markets. No, we don't care. We don't care because our life is difficult. With the DA, our life is going to continue to be difficult as Africans. The problem with us Africans is that we take things too lightly. We are too relaxed. You see what is happening in Kenya. You see what is happening in Kenya. You understand what I'm saying? We as South Africans, see, we are okay, man. And I'm not saying anyone must go out to the streets. Please, let things be planned and coordinated and be under the law. Please. I'm not saying that. I don't have a political party to tell people, let's go and march. I don't do those type of things. I am asking you Africans, what is it that you are prepared to fight for? Because politicians watch my channel. And they are doing nothing. The elections were rigged. Let's start there. Before we get to this government of national confusion, the elections were rigged. We all know that the IEC did so many mistakes. They are trying now to shut Unomsa Masuku up. But God has it that these things are slowly revealing themselves. Slowly revealing themselves. The coming generation will ask us, what is it that you did? We hear you complaining about the ANC. We hear you complaining about the government of national unity. We hear you complaining about the DA. But at that time, you as the masses of South Africa, what did you do? That's why I say, when we go to the next elections, remember these days. Remember this arrogance of the DA. Remember this day. Remember it. Someone said on the comment section, said, King, not everyone are Pan-Africanist like you. I said, if you are black, if you are African, let's leave black alone because we are not black. If you are African and you say you are not a Pan-Africanist, you're an idiot. Chinese favor, protect, and support Chinese. Japanese favor, support, and protect their culture. The British love, cherish, protect, and kill for their culture. The Germans, the same. The Italians, the same. The Africans, then they want to tell you, no, they are not Pan-Africanists. By the way, Pan-Africanist means pro-African. There is nothing special about that word. It's not a voodoo word. It's not you don't have to be baptized somewhere. You just have to be intentional pro-African. That's it. So those are the departments that the DA is looking for. The ministries, I mean, that the DA is looking for. And that is why Cyril Ramaphosa it's giving him a headache. Because this is where we're going to put him in court, in the black court, and judge him as a man. Because we don't care who's making him make decisions. We will judge him as an individual. We will judge him to say, but where were your balls when you were making these decisions? And whatever decision that they're going to make, it is going to kill the ANC. It is going to kill the ANC. So we'll see, because they continue to hate their brothers and sisters from the EFF and the MK. And I love that the ATM and all of those parties stand fast. No, we're not going to include ourselves in this. The ANC has chosen. I mean, who would have thought the PAC would work in one party with the Freedom Front Plus? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Maybe I need to make a video about that. Maybe I need to cover that. But anyway, those are the ministries. Those are the conditions that the DA has. Very arrogant, but for me as king, I think they will get whatever they want. They won't get the 11 ministries, because that's not their target really. Their target is about 7. Their target is about 5, 6, 7. That's where they're going to land. They know that they can't get anything. You aim high and then you get low. That's how politics works. But Cyril Ramaphosa is going to give it to them. I'm not sure if he's going to give them the deputy ministers also. That will be very stupid. That will leave many ANC people unemployed. But I can't put anything across that man. For me right now, whatever Cyril Ramaphosa does, I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. It's okay. Let him do it. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you guys got now a brighter or a lighter picture into what exactly the DA is requesting from the government of national confusion. So thank you. Until we meet next time, I'm done. I hope you're happy with this video. If you are, click the subscribe button. Share it, please. Let other people see this video. It's a lot of work of editing and doing whatever, putting into research, putting into this type of video. So I'll appreciate it if you can share it. Let these things go viral, man. And until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.